Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts. It's Tuesday. You know what that means? Of course, it means we're here continuing the journey of Generator Rex. This is Season 3, Episode 9. Of course, we'll not know the title until I get into the episode. Last week's episode was a giant episode of the show, and I wasn't expecting the reveals that happened, but it did, and we have a lot of things to definitely talk about for sure in terms of continuing the show, because we now know why the nanite explosion happened, because it turns out there was a group of people trying to get all of these meta nanites that control all kinds of things, and if they were all controlled by an individual or a group, they basically become gods. They basically control everything, and they basically could take over all this shit. So the nanite explosion was created in order to basically send out all these meta nanites across the entire planet to separate them all out, because there were some bad people trying to get a hold of them. Now, that was revealed. It was also revealed and confirmed, because Van Clyde said this during Season 2, that it was Rex's own brother who was a part of it that caused it. And there's a reason why. And he was about to tell Rex, but then, of course, he got interrupted. We also found out that Black Knight, of course, now running Providence, is a part of this, even though she's willing to betray the kind of group overseeing Providence that at one point White Knight was answering to. Black Knight is even willing to betray the group that's above running Providence and put her in control of Providence to get the power herself. So now we know. And there was a piece of a Meta-Nanite, and there was a part of it that was in the office, and only White Knight could get access to it, because his DNA has no corruption in it whatsoever in terms of the nanites. So there's a lot of layers, a lot of things happening, and it was pretty impressive to see all these things unfold. And I mentioned, was this Meta-Nanite, this reveal, was this always the plan? And you guys were commenting saying it was not always the plan. They basically were told this is the last season, so they had more stories to tell, and maybe at some point we would find out the truth or what their original plan was. But since they only have 3 seasons to tell the story, they knew they had to come up with something for it to make sense, I guess. So I'm curious to know what the original plan was, if this wasn't the original plan. But I'm still excited, because I'm like, this changes everything. Now we know why the nanite explosion occurred, and it wasn't just because of a freak accident. It had to happen, unfortunately, to prevent people from getting these meta nanites into the wrong hands. So I'm like, okay, this is pretty damn cool. So I'm excited to get this episode to see what they do now, guys, to see how we continue the show from this point, because wow, that's a major reveal. I'm curious where we go from here, guys. Let's get into now. Let's check out this episode. Let's go.
You said it was gonna be fun.
What's gonna be fun?
Hot girls, great bands. Maybe we did just drive 2 days for some boring science conference because I didn't actually read past the first paragraph of the website.
Oh, there's new goggles. Oh.
I haven't showered in 2 days. You really haven't showered in 2 days.
Oh.
This car is not stopping.
They stopped in the car. Yep.
At least something fun will come out of this trip.
For you. Bound of it's fun.
I don't understand what you're saying, guy.
Oh my god. So make way, start a revolution. Make way, start a revolution. He's having issues.
On second thought, take the jacket. Thinking about a new one anyway.
You gonna stand there all night getting hugs from your old Providence buddies?
No.
You're gonna make Agent 6 over there even more mad than he already is.
Oh shit. They're falling for it.
So what's drive?
Drive, just drive. Oh my god.
Want to get them to stop that?
Around that guy, I think that's the issue.
What happened?
If we don't get me a milkshake, it's not gonna be my fault if my lunch ends up all over this very nice leather seat.
No more warnings.
Oh my god.
Whoa!
They're lucky. Holy shit. And they're gonna make it, right?
Not gonna make it.
Nope.
That was a 77.
It should have made it.
Anymore. My granddad's gonna kill me.
Nope. Take it down. Exactly.
But what kind of room service does this establishment offer?
Room service.
The good news is the Deadzone Beacons creates means the Black Knight can't use your nanites to track you either.
Now that Feekins isn't right next to me,
You cannot let him out of your sight, Rex. Don't you see why Black
how
Knight
important is
wants
he?
him? He's the ultimate insurance against any Evo.
I may not have my powers, but I've got Noah. We can handle things until you get here.
You sure about
Just
that?
stay put and don't
Yep.
draw attention to yourself.
Is he cleaning the whole room?
Providence we can deal with.
Oh, shit. They're not there. Oh, wait a minute. Out the window, of course, yeah.
I want every asset we have in this state mobilized. Do you understand?
Ooh,
Find them.
No way.
good
You
disguises.
get that this disguise? You wear it.
And Noah is a wolf. Yes, yeah, I
Why
figured.
do I always have to be the mature one?
Come on.
Is this a private jet or something? Or. Yeah. God.
What?
Well, that was handy. Careful.
Given the shale and quartz in this soil, the train
he's gonna
tracks
fight
have
with
to
it.
be down that way.
Of course.
I mean, that's just obvious stuff to rock lovers.
That's what
like
I was
us,
gonna
am
say,
I
but he
right?
got ahead of me.
I'm starved. Let's eat.
I'm allergic to ice cream.
How
What?
can you love milkshakes and be allergic to ice cream? I know it's been a crazy day for you.
Yeah, but you did the right thing
I woke up
saving him.
yesterday thinking I was just a regular accountant who loved rocks.
Of course, they were checking the train too. They shouldn't have left any evidence, but. Oh,
I see the perfect place.
what? Oh. Is it actually open?
Black Knight?
The Black Knight works at Bob's Biscuit Barn.
Right now, I want this wrapped up.
Wrapped up. Oh, they know they're out. They know they're on there.
I'm in a car. It's moving. I'm getting queasy back here.
Of course you are.
Get out of the car!
Holy crap! Damn. They don't care about anything else, like about the guy or anything. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Ooh!
I can't believe that plan actually worked.
They're gonna turn around and go
Still
after
has to
him.
make it the holiday.
Good dodge. Ooh. Knock it back, why not? Yeah, they could easily kill them with that. Shield? Yeah, exactly. My god.
If I borrow this,
Hello. Oh wow, he has a sword. They got parachutes, it's fine. There's two, okay. That was good. Are they intentionally missing? It feels like they are. Holy crap.
Where's Beacons?
He never made it?
oh, come on!
Oh, he finally showed up. Oh?
Where is my visual?
They're just gone.
It's a prototype stealth device built into the lab. That's why I had to get you in here.
Oh, that's fancy.
It was the
We have no choice but to get much more aggressive with Rex.
And there you guys have it. Overall, this was a decent episode. It was okay, but I will say, that third act, the final act, holy crap. That final action scene with Rex going against all of Providence and those ships and everything and all those guys definitely elevated the episode overall, and I think it made it a pretty decent episode, because it was okay. It was kind of teetering on, you don't know. I will say, Feekins, is that his name? The nerdy guy, but Feekins. And it's Tom Kenny voicing him, and I should have guessed it was him, but because like the voice sounded a little familiar. Of course, Tom Kenny famously voices SpongeBob SquarePants, and he's done a lot of other voices over his career. But him being basically a Deadzone, which was the episode title, to where Rex can't use his abilities. It's like, of course he can't. So it basically makes it to where Rex can't do a lot. He has to improvise. And I guess it goes to show that Rex has learned a lot over time of being a hero, to where not only he has to protect himself and this Feekins guy, but he also has to protect Noah as well in this situation without his abilities, until he finally gets them back when Feekins is now out of the way, so that he can actually, transform and use his different abilities, and does a huge on assault on Providence. And it makes a lot of sense now. The last scene for Black Knight to say, now that we've lost Vegans, we don't know where he's at, we have to get more aggressive now. We're going to get more aggressive towards Rex, because Rex ultimately is the real threat. Because Rex even made the assertion when he was talking to Holiday about, this Vegans guy, like, he's basically stops and kills all nanites around him, like he's a dead zone, which I remember this specifically being something that they really focused on in, of course, the infamously bad X-Men The Last Stand X-Men 3, where we had a kid who basically could cure the mutation, cure mutants. And essentially that's what they're kind of saying here. Not so much he can cure, but I guess they could probably use his blood and his DNA or something to create a cure in a way, I guess, for nanites and all that, which Rex can do, but maybe that's what Providence was going to use him for. We don't know for sure, but they had plans. Clearly, they found him. They found about his abilities. So there must be a reason why they wanted him. So, of course, Rex being there at the perfect time was able to save the day, and all the mayhem and chaos ensued. And, of course, this guy, he's a little weird. He needs a milkshake when he's feeling queasy and all that stuff. He just needs a lot of stuff. He just needs things. And he's just a weird guy. Of course, he calls Rex weird at the end of his thing. Well, I know sometimes it was pairing up with somebody that can be a little difficult. I understand it can be an issue. Saying, well, don't worry about it, Rex. And Rex is like saying, don't worry about it. He's like, no, I was talking about you, Rex. I was talking about you. Being the difficult one. So, yeah, he finally got his milkshake. So, hey, he finally got his thing. So, with all that being said, I like that Noah was in the episode, but the biggest thing is that I think the third act really helped save the episode for me, because, yes, it is interesting that we have this guy who has the ability to basically kill nanites that are within a certain parameter around him. Like, the closer you are to him, you nothing. Like, Rex tries to turn into anything, tries to use his abilities, he cannot do it. So that is interesting. However, like the Wild Goose Chase episode, or like the cat and mouse game of it all, it's okay. Like, I've seen it done before. It's very typical trope-esque thing, but at the same time, it wasn't boring, but I was just kind of like, it's okay. Especially after last week's episode, like, holy shit episode. But the third act, with all the craziness and mayhem and Rex, like, going overboard with his abilities, right? Like, he was doing very well. And we don't see Rex overachieving like this much, where he's like winning and accomplishing a lot of things in quick, rapid pace that fast. There's a lot of stumbling whenever it comes to Rex fighting Evos and different things of that sort and villains of the show. There's a lot of stumbling and a lot of problems. In this, he was basically destroying freaking Providence like they were nothing. And I think it's because, number one, a lot of the Providence soldiers are not very good at their job. There's so many times they're firing at Noah and Rex, and it's like they're missing all these shots. They're basically like stormtroopers in Star Wars. They can't hit for shit. So maybe that's the joke and the point. Like, they're not supposed to be that tough. So Rex was overpowering them like they were nothing. However, we have a couple of like soldiers that have the black full-on outfits who had the swords in that one section of the fight, where they were more deadly. They still lost, right? But still, they were a little bit more deadlier than the typical, whiteout, basically design-wise for the soldiers of Providence. They were basically nothing, except Rex. He was just taking them out left and right, and then shutting down ships, all that kind of stuff. He was doing very, very well. And I think that was pretty fun to watch. So that definitely helped save the episode for me personally. And we'll see where this goes from here in terms of, I'm assuming Deacons is going to play a role later, or Fekin, sorry. I'm assuming he's going to play a role at some point later in the show, because with that kind of ability he has, I don't think you can just let that go to the side, like go to the waste. Like, it's got to be something that's brought up later for sure. In what capacity, I don't know. My guess is that Providence finds him, and there's a big twist that they actually have him, and they actually did find him. But maybe not, because with him basically killing nanite dead zones around him, maybe they won't be able to find him. But then again, how'd they find him the first time, right? It was never explained how Providence was able to find him the first time, so they might be able to find him again. Even though he's in a milkshake truck, they found him in his car, so there must be something to where they're going to be able to locate him in some capacity, and there'll be probably some big reveal later that it turns out they actually have had him all this time, or for some time, and all that, and it's going to play a role. That's my theory. I have no clue. Watch him never pop up again, right? But just based on his abilities and what he can do, even though he's not really doing anything, but his body is doing it, basically creating this dead zone around him of nanites, dead zone nanites, no nanites. I would assume he has to play a role later in something. I would assume, especially with Providence and the way that they're going now more harder against Rex and Black Knight, making a point, we're going to go after Rex more. We're going to make it more aggressive. We're going to go even harder. Telling me that there's something possibly with Vekins later. We'll see. Maybe it has nothing to do with him. But I'm just thinking, with what he can do, you can't throw that away. But maybe they will. No idea. So anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. I'm curious to know what you guys thought of the episode of Generator Rex. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.